Hey everybody from Northern Illinois, this is Rita Hickman. I'm glad to see you today. I'm a body mind expert, I'm a shiatsu massage therapist, I'm an intuitive master healer, and I'm an Asian medicine energy worker. I know that's a lot of stuff, but it's things that have been gathered over the years uh, to help women especially really learn how to navigate everything. Hey Kathy, how wonderful to see you. So I use these tools, and Regine's here too. Great. I use these tools to, help us figure out how to work through the world as it is. We live in a really tough time. Hey, Martin, we live in a time when we're just so overwhelmed. Maybe every generation has said, oh, this is the worst generation ever. I mean, I can't even imagine what it was like to live through the time of the Vietnam War, or World War II, or any of those other times. I mean, this isn't the worst time ever, but the stresses are different for sure. I don't think that we live in a time that's more stressful than other times throughout the world, but it definitely has different stresses on us. But a lot of the things remain the same. Hey, Stacy. A lot of things stay the same over time about how human beings work, about how we all work, how the body takes care of itself, how the mind cleans itself up, how we evolve and grow as people. A lot of those things stay the same over the years and over the decades and the generations. And so that's what I like to focus on, is how we actually work. So this whole week we're talking about self-care. Hey, Cynthia. We're talking about the beliefs that keep us from doing the things that keep us at our optimum level of everything, to become the person that we're supposed to be, to give to the world the things we're supposed to give. It starts with what we believe, what we value. And a lot of those beliefs and values come from a long time ago and from generations where it was appropriate for the time or for the moment, but might not be appropriate now because things have changed in the world. So the belief we're going to talk about today is, how do you judge when you need self-care? Hey, Sandra Ann. So I'm going to tell you from lifelong experiences. Hey, Marty. When you are in the middle of crisis, you usually have no idea you're in the middle of crisis. You are way too busy. Hey, Kathy. You're way too busy compensating and coping and keeping the balls juggled and trying to make the peace. One of the things I learned a long time ago is to not be as afraid of things happening to me, because I know if something really hard happens to me, some sort of a trauma, hey Lisa, that I'm going to be so busy being in the middle of it, trying to survive. And Marge is here too, great. So busy trying to survive that I can really only handle so much at a time. And Princess Di is here too. Awesome. Our bodies and our minds have a limit to what we can actually feel, what we can actually experience. There is a threshold before our body kicks in and starts to make us feel better. It's why when accidents happen, the body goes into shock. It releases these tremendous amounts of beta endorphins to help us ease the pain. I had a friend once who who seriously damaged his finger in a snowblower, and he walked to the hospital because he didn't feel it, because that's what happens. The body releases things. That's one of the benefits of running. Running stresses the body out so much that you get that big beta endorphin release, that big runner's high. Or injuring yourself in some way. It does the same sort of thing. So the body has a threshold. It only has so many receptors to feel things. So there is a limit. And that's always a good thing to know. But the problem with that is we may be experiencing an enormous amount of stress, but we might not be feeling it, because we're distracted by something to the left of us and to the right of us, or all the balls we need to juggle. And that's always what happens when we're in the middle of high levels of stress. We are too busy trying to cope and trying to survive that we don't feel everything that's going on. Hey, Camilla. I have so many women who come to me that after I start working on their bodies, they say, I didn't realize I was carrying this, or this hurt, or I was having a problem with that, or this side was different from the other side. We are completely unaware because we only have the ability, our conscious mind only has the ability to experience so many sensations at once. There is a limited, finite amount. And because of that, we don't know when we're in the middle of stress. So here's the rule of thumb. You are always in the middle of a high level of stress. You are always in desperate need of self-care. And when you get a moment, when you get a breather, that's the time that you need to, instead of catch up on your to-do list, that's the time you need to do your self-care. You are never not in a position in the stressors of today's society. You are never not in a position where you do not need to give yourself compassion or nurturing or nourish yourself, or take that time for your mind to recover. Hey, Tara, or for your body to recover, or your emotions to recover from what's going on. You know, and they're going to be different every time. We go through different seasons of emotions and seasons of experiences. That's what Asian medicine is about, that we go through a wide variety of things, and we have to allow ourselves to be all of those things. So how do you judge when you need self-care? Always. You always need self-care. You will never know when it is most critical. It'll only come about because things suddenly start to fall apart. The edges of everything you're doing start to fall apart. You lose your job, or you're threatened at work. Your relationship starts to struggle. The doctor, you start to have heart palpitations, things along those lines. Those are the signs and signals that you are not feeling all of the stress that you are experiencing. So that's the mindset for today. The mindset you need to look at and reframe and change is it is always critical for you to give yourself self-care. Hey, Ernie, great to see you. It's always necessary that you fill that hole and you fill that need. There is never a time that you shouldn't. Never a time that you really should skimp. We can get by on things, but the thing is that we usually are. So if you walk into this day or this world recognizing that you're probably already a little bit depleted just from all of the things that you're handling, and you have no idea how depleted you are, that's when you make sure you do the things that nourish you again, that self-care and that feeling good. So don't wait or look for times that are convenient. Don't wait or look for times that the universe comes together, so now you've got a little bit of time to read a book. Assume that you are always in critical condition for self-care, in critical condition of stress levels, and that now is always the right time to do something that will nourish you and fill your soul and fill your well. So no matter where you're seeing this, if it's YouTube or Facebook or your email, please leave a comment. Please tell me if this is working, if you love it, and send some love for everybody in the tribe, because we're all trying to get through this. We're all trying to move forward and be the best version of ourselves that we can. And that's what this is about, to help us all do that. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me, and I look so forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.